everybody. I'm glad you're here today. Today is May 11th, 2024. This is my daughter, Taylor.
Hi.
So she's joining us today. We're going to talk about dreams. Her dreams that she's had. She tends to have apocalyptic dreams. She had I have all the journals. Not the one that she had her first dream in, the one that she dreamt the Gaza being attacked dream in 2021, and then her most recent one. So we're just going to talk about those and kind of delve into those. And this is Chloe, who will not be quiet.
She's having some issues.
She's having some barking issues. I don't know. We're barely squeezed into the pantry here, so we'll just do the best we can. Yeah, we're going to make it work. All right. Taylor, tell us a little bit about yourself, or
about me?
Well, I don't care. What do you want to talk about? I mean, what is it? I was kind of wondering about your dreaming and this last dream about the EMP. So what's on your heart? What do you want to?
Well, I think this last dream that I had really bothered me. It's continued to bother me, in probably ways that some of the other ones haven't bothered me, I would say. I don't know if it's just a frame of mind. I don't know if it's the spirit. But I think it's because of the phrase terminal velocity. And that's a big part about that dream. And having done some research, and I've heard that phrase before. I dabble every once in a while in physics and things. I like to learn about that. I like to learn about space and Einstein and his equations. I'm not smart enough to understand them, but I like learning about them. And the idea of terminal velocity is that it's when something is falling and it stops accelerating because it has reached the same speed as gravity. Gravity is no longer pulling on it. It is going as fast as gravity can pull on it. And to me, that just is this idea of we've reached terminal velocity. We've reached where we cannot go any faster. We've reached that point. And so there's just this feeling of anticipation, because I'm like, if we've reached this point, what's about to happen? So.
Yeah, I kind of wondered. This dream had so much symbolism and metaphorical kind of things to it that I was just fascinating. Now, I read the dream online on this channel. It says EMP in it. It's probably about 3 videos ago. But I will put a link in the description box so you can just go hear the whole dream all at once while I read it. And okay, there are so many great interpretations also in the comment section of that dream, and some of you just amazing the way you went to so much effort to help us, because I'm not a very good interpreter, and
I just have the dreams.
Yeah, and then we just put them on here. Now, the thing about the terminal velocity, it was mentioned 3 times in that dream, which was, and truly the EMP and the red and the blue and the purple. What were your thoughts about that? Is it what were your thoughts about that?
I'm not even sure that the whole Girl Scout part of the dream was even so much part of the dream. Like, it was part of the dream, but I wonder if it was just
part of the message.
Yeah. I don't know. It just felt a little bit separated. But it also was so vivid that, I can see it. The funny thing is this dream, the Gaza dream that I had,
let me bring that up here.
I can still see them so vividly.
Yeah.
But that's also, anyway. So I think the things that about this trip, the terminal velocity, and then the 3 items going into the shelter, because I remember I was so puzzled by them.
And remind us what those 3 items were again.
They were key, and it was, I say a hotel key, but it was like an actual key with like a wooden hotel number on it. The numbers, there weren't any numbers like out there, but I knew that it was like that, like an old style. A candle. The candle was brown. It was a little squat brown candle, and a cell phone. And they're just so clear of just looking and just kind of looking around going, why isn't anybody grabbing this?
Mm-hmm.
And just thinking, I guess they're just in such a panic they don't even notice these things.
Mm-hmm. That could be. A couple of things that stuck out to me. One, it was Thanksgiving. It started out at Thanksgiving. I know that many of y'all have had dreams where it's Thanksgiving or Christmas. We have too. This isn't the first time that we have dreamt November, December kind of apocalyptic dreams. Does that mean anything? Does that mean this November? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. The reason we think these dreams are from God is because they're so vivid.
Yeah.
And there seems to be patterns in them that are going with even other people around the world having dreams that that we don't know. Or we don't know those people, and yet we're dreaming the same elements. Okay, so this is your Gaza dream. July 2nd, 2021 is when she dreamt that, this is her handwriting in this journal.
Don't judge the handwriting.
Don't judge it, even though I'm the one who taught her. All right.
That's true. It's your fault.
Yes. Okay. So this dream, was about this. It was 11 o'clock. It was a night shift.
But it was day shift.
It was a day shift.
And the night shift came in early at 11 in the morning.
And this sentence.
Didn't you hear what happened? They attacked the Gaza Strip. And it's like a world war out there.
Yeah. July 2nd, 2021. And then that's what we're looking at. That's what we're living now. So to me, that validates so many of what you see in your dreams. Now, the first dream you had was about an asteroid hitting the Earth.
That's true.
And that was from this one. That was at the very beginning when I just started journaling and we didn't really even understand these dreams. My dad had so many. This one was January 5th, 2021. So,
we need to, let's do this, but we need to go back on that first dream in a minute because of, anyway, keep going.
The one that you had the other day?
Yeah,
okay. We're going to go back on that. But this one was another one, apocalyptic, asteroid coming, kind of a, back in the dark ages, no electricity, and the state of Texas had to do a lot with that. So that was another of her dream. Okay, so let's concentrate on the one that was the most recent. This one was May 1st, 2021. The one about the EMP and the EMP and the three items before she went into the bunker.
Well, also, coming back to this one, I talked about
the
Cypress being attacked.
Right.
And let me talk.
Sorry, I was going to read that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and read it. That's fine. It's your channel.
Yeah. So when you said they're going to get, let's see, where was it?
It should be
the bags. I asked her how. Okay, so I went back out of the bathroom and I was standing in front of Covenant Hospital. Mom was there in her purple alien jacket. That's this.
Which we need to talk about that as well.
Right. And but her jacket was just purple with no graphic design on the back. And I asked her, you asked me how I'd gotten there, and I said Cypress has been hit with an EMP. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so thoughts on that?
With that first morning, we started reading Acts, which was Paul's journey to Cyprus. But over the following days, I kind of thought about it. I spend time in the Word before I go to work in the morning. And I'd been reading through the New Testament. I haven't been doing anything, super jazzy or anything. But I kept thinking about Noah. And in regard to this dream about how Noah prepared and, people probably scoffed at him. And, I think it doesn't say that people laughed at him in the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I thought about it for a few days. And I was like, I just need to read that. And, throughout my work day, I'm like, I need to read Noah tomorrow. And so a couple of days ago, sometime this week, one of the days, I opened up and I was reading Noah, and it said that Noah made the ark out of cypress wood. And I was like stunned, because I really do feel like God placed it on my heart to read that story, because otherwise I don't know why I would have just I mean, it's Noah. We all know the story of Noah.
Sure.
So yeah.
So how does the story of Noah, how does that have to do with this dream? What parallels do you draw?
Well, I think Noah, the whole story of Noah is that Noah received words from God to do something that made no sense to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
No one had ever seen rain before, so they're like, why on earth are you doing this? And I think oftentimes I've heard you talk about it. Can we say names of other like people on our
not
like
who? Oh yeah.
Okay. Sorry. That was weird.
We're kind of editing as we're going along. Be patient.
Sorry. Canadian prepper mom. In the evening when we drink our tea, we have tea time in the evening, and we look at funny memes. Sorry, that's what we do. Anyway, sometimes she listens to Canadian prepper while I'm just like scrolling through Instagram, and he said he was talking about his doubts and how they've been confirmed. Well, I think we all have that, and often even with these dreams, even though now that I've had a dream that's come true, which is really weird, the idea that are we doing this and we're just freaking crazy, or we just, this is our hobby, this is what we do, we're apocalyptic people. But to compare that to Noah, who was told he was crazy, who spent, I think it says how many years he built the ark. It took him freaking forever.
100 or more. I don't know.
I don't think it's 100, but it's a long time.
Okay.
It's a long time. And he just kept going at it, and how long it took for him to see the fulfillment of what God told him to do. And to have the words Cypress in my dream, which, I mean, I hadn't thought about Cypress
since the last time
I read
Acts chapter 13.
I was like, oh, Cypress, yeah. And then to be Cypress wood, it also says gopher wood, but in my translation it said Cypress wood. It just feels a bit like it's affirming what we're doing. Can I talk about your jacket real quick?
Yes. Okay, we're going to shift.
This is very light, but I just want to point out some people. I read comments. I watch Mom's videos every once in a while, and I do read your comments
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Some people were talking about Mom having aliens on her jacket. She doesn't have it. She does have aliens on her jacket, but she doesn't have aliens on her jacket.
Is this jacket right? Should I turn around?
No. Okay. I'll just describe it because it's internet lore. I'm showing my millennialness here. But back, what was it, 2020, 2019?
It was back.
I'm sorry. We're taking this with this route here. There was a whole bunch of people. It was an internet Facebook group called Storm Area 51. And it was, they can't catch us all. It was dumb. It was stupid. No one even showed up. But it was like, if we all show up in Storm Area 51
on this
particular day, they can't stop us and we can see what's in there. It's dumb. So Mom's jacket is a reference to that. And it has an alien on it.
A cartoon.
A cartoon alien doing the Naruto run. If you don't know what it is, Google it.
And it says they can't take all of us, Area 51. That's what
it's
this
a meme
jacket
reference.
Is. So it doesn't mean anything demonic. All
I
right?
just wanna.
I'm a believer in Jesus Christ as the Son of God. I do believe there are demons, but I do not embrace them nor have them on my purple jacket, which this is my favorite jacket.
It's a great jacket.
So
it's actually your second one.
Yeah. It is. So this.
Anyway, sorry. Back to serious.
Back to the dream. Now, one of the other things was the 5 messages that we were waiting for in the sky. There were going to be, can you explain kind of what you sensed about that? That I had said there's going to be 5 messages in the sky. And we knew it was an EMP attack on Cypress.
Yes.
And we knew we had to get into a bunker.
Yes.
And I had said there's going to be 5, they are going to give us 5 messages indicating skywriting. As we were waiting for the first message, someone told us to get in the shelter under Covenant Hospital.
Yes, which I worked at. That was a place that I used to work at, was a place called Covenant Hospital.
And so what do you think about the 5 messages? And why didn't we see them in the dream?
I don't know. I know 5 is kind of a
Grace.
okay. I don't know. We just were waiting. I can see it. We're just standing out there looking. It was above the hospital and waiting for it to start there. I guess there were, yeah, I don't know.
Waiting for what to start?
The writing.
Oh, okay.
For the planes to start spelling out whatever they were gonna.
What our directions were.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I don't feel like they were directions.
Okay.
It was just like, I don't know, maybe messages. Yeah.
I have wondered if that means keep watching. The Lord is going to warn us. Keep watching for whatever messages may come.
Yeah.
Don't stop looking up. I mean, those kinds of things came to mind, that we are going to be informed what to do.
Yeah.
That's my thought. I find it interesting that most of the people were panicking.
Yeah.
And you weren't.
I was concerned. I was worried. I wouldn't say I was panicking. I have been in so many high stakes at this point because of my career, that I've been in so many high stakes situations that when bad things are happening, when chaos is happening, I tend to focus in. I panic, but I'm not going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off, because I've trained myself not to do that.
And so when you say high stake, you mean life, death?
Life, death, I'd make a decision now. Codes, things like that I think you become more aware. This is weird because it's a dream, but you become more aware of your surroundings. You're like, what do I need right now? If I have someone as a patient, if I have a patient who's not breathing well, I'm like, okay, what do I need? If I'm in a situation where someone's fallen, or I mean, it's all patient related, because I mean that's hi Chloe, because it's a nurse. But the idea of when people are panicking, I tend to focus in and see what do I need to do. And so to be in a group of people and to see those things and think, okay, this is what I need.
Right.
It's just.
And so when you sat down in the rocket chair.
Okay, I know that's really hard to explain. When I say a rocket chair, it was like, it was I guess it was plastic. And it was like, I'm trying to think what a good analogy is for it. They were all along the wall, but they were all made out of the same piece. It wasn't like separate chairs.
Okay,
it
like
was
a molded plastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I think like rocket, like chairs like that. That's just kind of, and so they were just all along the walls, and then there were some in the middle. And I sat down and I looked up and y'all had moved, and so I got up and I moved with you until I was sitting
all together.
Yeah.
And you saw you were just knew the people above you, the doctors and nurses, were scared. And then you saw them get under the
cots and and gurneys and
yeah. And then it was shaking so much.
Oh man, yeah.
What? Tell me about that.
It was just, everything was shaking, and I thought, I don't think we're gonna survive this. I don't know if we can survive
like
this.
An earthquake kind of thing, or just...
Never been an earthquake. It was, I guess, I mean, that would...
It's just the room was shaking. The chairs were shaking.
Yeah, like, massive shaking, like, yeah.
And you thought, we're going to die. Or we're not going to make it.
I think I thought, the nukes are hitting, we're, like...
You sensed at that time, being attacked.
We're being attacked. Did I write that down?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But that's what you thought.
Yeah.
In your dream's mind, you thought.
Yes. And I
don't want to put words in your mouth.
No,
so
I would say that, that's...
Okay. So then when you woke up, you were still shaking, and you prayed for clarification, and you heard... Tell us about that.
It's coming. And then I was like, well, I don't know if... It wasn't long before I had to get up. But I just prayed. I was like, Lord, if this is from you, then when I wake up here in a couple hours, then I'll remember that. And I did. So.
And so, do you think any of this has to do with the solar flares?
No.
Do you think there is an impending EMP attack? I mean,
I think there's an impending cyber attack, attack on the grid. Sorry. Some sort of grid down experience. EMP, maybe, yeah.
I think it's interesting. Of all the things you've said, the interesting thing about Noah and people making fun of him and not believing him, and yet he stayed the course, telling people to repent.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they didn't believe or clearly didn't repent.
Yeah.
And so I think the message, the takeaway for me is to keep getting ready in spirit and physically. But also last night, I mean, we're going to have to wind this down.
Yeah.
Last night, just briefly, for about 10 minutes, this was weird, gang.
It was weird.
Our electricity went off. Now, the solar flare was at its highest when this was happening. And I don't put a lot of stock in the solar flare. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Fantastic Four people.
Well, that's true, but that's about where I'm at. A fictional thing. So I'm not scared or panicked about the solar flare. I hadn't even been thinking about it.
No.
But what I will say is, briefly, our electricity went off yesterday evening, and it didn't pop and it didn't surge. It just went
out. Boop.
It
just went.
Yeah,
it just was off.
Softer than even if you turn a light switch off.
Yeah.
That's how it was. And it was off. So clearly my son came in, because we never see him unless he came in and was like,
because there's no internet now.
I can't get on the internet. And so there was no internet. And we just kind of sat there. And then after a while, some items were getting power,
like low wattage things, like small.
A one bulb light lamp.
Yeah, Dakota's lamp for his turtle was still on,
like a heat lamp.
A heat lamp. The night light was still on in the kitchen.
Yes, there was a little night light on in the kitchen that we had plugged in. I asked Dakota, I said, turn on the light in the hallway. It came on, but it was very dim. It was like a brownout. Refrigerator was not running. Computers were not running. So anything that drew a lot of wattage wasn't on. But there were, and my parents' house was the same. They're right next door. My mother has 6 light bulbs across her vanity in her bathroom. 2 were on, 4 were off.
So weird.
None of the computers were working, but their printer was. Like doing this crazy thing.
Yeah.
That lasted for about 10 minutes. It was going on all the way across the town, because my friend at Dollar General, the manager, she texted and said, do y'all, I'm not going to give you all the details, do y'all have power? Is it, and I said, I told, what's going on? And she's like, it's happening at Dollar General. Literally, we're on opposite ends of the town. That's our whole town. I don't know what that was. I've never experienced.
It was really weird.
Either the power is out or it's on, but it's never half. So that was very strange. Tell me if in the comment section, do you know what that was?
Yeah, it was super
no
weird.
Storms, no wind.
It wasn't even hot.
Daylight. Our air conditioner wasn't even running. It wasn't even hot.
Yeah.
Why did that happen? I do not know. Next town over, 10 miles down the road, they had power the whole time. So it was just our town, seemingly.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. You tell me.
We also lost power this morning, but we
had
a
huge thunderstorm. Power went out. Bloop, came back on. But that was lightning everywhere. So, I don't know. In light of these dreams,
Sorry.
I nearly believe the dreams more than I do any news person, anything. Because I believe they're from God. If you don't know Jesus Christ, you need to follow him now. Repent and follow him. Commit your life to him in love and faith. Time is running out. Is that how you feel?
Yes. We're at terminal velocity.
We're at terminal velocity. Do what you got to do. Follow Jesus. All right. That's all I have. That's all Taylor has. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.
And I'm Taylor.
And she's out.
And I'm out.
Hey, can you get that button? Because I
Yeah.